In 1 week, Japan deployed missiles. China banned seafood. Sanae opened the constitution. Taiwan joined the chat. ASEAN takes Panadol. And everyone asked the same question. How did we get here again? Welcome back to Asia's longest-running drama, where every plot twist arrives faster than China's import bans. It all began when Sanae Takaichi stood up in parliament and dropped the political equivalent of a grenade. If China attacks Taiwan, Japan may treat it as a survival-threatening situation. Beijing reacted immediately, like someone insulted his grandmother. Wang Yi shouted, "Wrong signal!" Chinese state media screamed, "Militarism!" And the Osaka consul general, the drama king himself, reminded the internet why Japan keeps summoning him for explanations. Season 2 had officially begun. Just when everyone thought the drama had peaked, China opened the United Nations Charter and pointed at 2 ancient paragraphs, Article 53 and Article 107. Then, Beijing basically declared, "Look, Japan is still an enemy state. We can take action without UN approval." The world paused. Japan blinked. Most people Googled, "What on earth is an enemy state clause?" So here's the short version. After World War II, the UN wrote some emergency rules that allowed the Allied powers to take action against former Axis countries, meaning Japan, Germany, and Italy, without needing UN Security Council approval. It made sense in 1945. But today, Japan is a peaceful G7 country that makes anime, cars, and toilet seats that greet you. Germany leads the EU. Italy hasn't invaded anyone since they ran out of money in 1943. So for the last 30 years, the UN has treated these clauses as zombie articles, technically still in the Charter, but nobody uses them because everyone grew up and moved on. But this week, China dusted them off like a forgotten family heirloom and said, "According to these old rules, we still have special rights." Japan responded, "Bro, that clause is older than my prime minister." The UN quietly hinted, "Yes, those clauses still exist on paper, but so do fax machines, and we don't use those either." ASEAN reached for Panadol again, and the rest of the world realized something important. Only in East Asia can a 1945 paragraph suddenly become a 2025 weapon of drama. When China shouted, "Article 53, Article 107, Japan is still an enemy state," Washington had 3 reactions. 1. Confusion. Enemy state? Did we miss a war? 2. Googling. State Department checked the UN Charter and realized the clause is from 1945, basically the legal version of a museum exhibit. 3. Calmness. The Pentagon shrugged, moved one ship slightly closer, and called it routine observation. Then Trump added, "That clause is so old, I wouldn't even use it as toilet paper." While China was shouting about history and America was pretending to read the UN Charter, Japan quietly checked something more important: Sanae Takaichi's approval ratings. And the numbers? They went up. Why? Because nothing raises a Japanese prime minister's popularity faster than looking tough when China gets loud. Meanwhile, Japan's opposition parties panicked. The constitutional Democrats said, "She's provoking China. This is dangerous." But the voters were like, "Dangerous? Yes. Entertaining? Also yes." By the end of the week, Sanae's China remarks had done the impossible, united her party, divided the opposition, and boosted her polls, all without firing a single shot. Japan may not have updated its constitution yet, but Sanae's approval rating? Already upgraded. Japan then deployed medium-range missiles on Yonaguni Island. just 110 kilometers from Taiwan. China panicked. "Provocation! Dangerous!" Japan replied politely. "Bro, we put missiles in our own house." But in East Asia, your neighbor's house is basically touching your kitchen window. China retaliated the usual way. Seafood ban, tourist ban, cultural ban, random inspections, editorials written with maximum anger. China banned sushi, but Japan can ban photoresist, which is basically the oxygen of China's chip factories. No sushi? Fine. No photoresist? China's chip factories stop breathing. Suddenly this drama became strategic. Then Sanae decided to open Japan's constitution, the one that literally says, "Japan will never have an army." But Japan already has tanks, jets, missiles, destroyers, submarines, just legally called self-defense tools. It's like calling a katana a long metal toothpick. Sanae wants to update Article 9 so Japan's military stops pretending it's a cosplay club and becomes officially normal. China fainted. ASEAN panicked. Taiwan ordered bubble tea. Germany? Full army, no problem. NATO cheers. Why? Germany's constitution allows it. Simple. Japan? Japan got Article 9, the world's most powerful timeout corner. Nobody today is stopping Japan from amending it. Not the UN, not the US, not any treaty. The only thing stopping Japan is Japan. Can Japan fight back against China's retaliation? Yes, very quietly. China banned seafood. Japan smiled politely, because Japan holds the real pressure points. 1. Semiconductor chokehold. Japan controls tools China cannot replace. 2. Alliance power. Japan plus US plus Netherlands equals no chips for China. 3. Geography. Japan sits on China's naval choke points. 4. Investment leverage. Toyota greater than Chinese seafood industry. So, yes, China can ban sushi. Japan can choke China's semiconductor production at the materials stage long before the chip is even born. Guess which one hurts more? So what is the likely ending? The answer is, there is no ending. China gets loud, Japan gets hard, Taiwan gets nervous, ASEAN gets a headache, and the US gets popcorn. This saga doesn't end, it just reloads. Season 3, coming soon.
Thank you for watching PastCast, where the past echoes through today. If you enjoyed the satire, scrolls, and scandals, like, subscribe, and ring the bell before the next empire falls.